Jeff. Back on the bike. So we're gonna ride through the Bastille towards Nation neighborhood. I just had to disconnect for a few minutes because I had to go to the bathroom and it's not that kind of stream. Sorry perverts. I know I said it was a mukbang earlier. If that's how you even say it. Ah, shit. Dropped my tripod in between all these bikes. Okay. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? Live streaming. Oh, shit. Paris is a dirty city. You get dirty easily. And you just live with it. Okay. So we're going to ride through the rest of the Marais neighborhood, which is where we are now, the Marche in French, Le Marais. The cool thing about the Marais is that it's not only touristy. It's obviously very touristy because it has so much history, so many historical attractions. So naturally you're going to come here if you're a tourist, but it's also where Parisians hang out. Bonjour monsieur. Excusez-moi, est-ce que vous êtes le monsieur Vabre?
Oui.
Ah, je suis en fait en live stream. Et j'ai écrit un magazine pour les pâtisseries de Paris.
Ah, d'accord.
Et je viens beaucoup et je regarde que vous êtes habillé comme ça et je pense que vous êtes monsieur Vabre. Mais nous sommes en vidéo, ça va avec vous?
Oui.
Ah.
Donc là j'ai une émission de télé, donc
ah, cool.
si vous
bon,
voulez faire
une autre émission de télé. Mais enchantée, je m'appelle Kat Walker. Enchantée. À la prochaine.
Ouais,
mais je regarde et je dois demander. Et c'est être vous.
Avec plaisir.
Ok,
parce
super.
Il faut qu'on tourne une émission de télé qui va être diffusée
cool.
sur la télévision nationale.
Ah cool. Est-ce que je peux faire une photo très vite avec vous? Ok, une selfie. Ouais. Super.
Selfie.
Ouais, ok. Super vite. Ok. Oups.
Ah.
Avec les chevaux. Super. Merci beaucoup. Okay, well, sometimes destiny happens. I got to meet Monsieur Vabre. That was cool, and you got to meet him too. I wanted to warn him right away, like, hey, you're on TV, buddy. I mean, this is cooler than TV. It's scarier than TV because it doesn't go away. What did I just drop? My headphone. Oh, it doesn't go away ever. So, unlike TV, in the old days, there would just be TV and then there wouldn't be TV. If you broadcast it, now nothing ever goes away if you videotape it. So I'm always polite to people, or at least I try to be. Like, hey, I'm filming. Where is my we're going to have to clip that. We meet a famous baker when we're out. Yeah, so he has a baking school, so a lot of younger bakers learn from his school. He's the original gangster of Paris pastry. So he said they're filming, so I don't know if you guys understood what we were saying in French, but he said they're filming for TV, which makes sense. Here they are, and here he is with his bread and his chops, and setting up the camera as I'm packing up my bike. So, but we have to go because I have a hard out, like I said, and I have to pedal fast, so you're gonna hear me huffing and puffing. Not so attractive or aesthetic, but I can't do anything about that. And I still can't find my headphone kit. Girls with badly organized purses can feel the pain. They know. They know what I know, which is that the struggle is real. Oh. So we're catching live the television that they're doing. So I'm just gonna act natural for a minute. But so we got our camera crew, we've got our shop, and he's like places everybody, and he's about to come out and do his thing. We're still live? Yeah, it looks like we're still live. It's working. And I have 7 minutes to get to Massimo. So we're doing one take of this. No matter how many takes they do, we're doing one. Ladies and gentlemen, we're catching filming as we're filming. This is meta. We're filming the filming. And I left my purse over there. You can see it. So we're about to get on the and ride to the, what's today? Today's Thursday. Okay. Just thinking of where I'm supposed to be right now. Or not right now, but where I'm about to ride really fast towards. Okay. I wanted to take a different route, but we're going to take a more efficient route now because we have so much time. So, tighten up my gear. And here we go. The fast way towards Nottingham. So we're going to pass through the Bastille Quarter. It's a fun going out neighborhood, lots of good coffee shops, lots of good restaurants. Ooh, we have to go back there. Like I said, before COVID, I was spending 10 hours a day on this route, but since we spread around the city a little bit more since then, not so much. Rue de Rivoli turns into the Boulevard. I never have to think about it because it's just the place I go. I never have to actually go to my class. There's a big trend right now in Paris, which is to do that. Oh, the camera fell. Got it over. I don't know how long that was like that for. I think this is stripped. So yeah, there's a trend in Paris which is to put flowers all over your restaurant to attract a lot of people. Because there used to be one restaurant like that called the Maison Sauvage, and everybody would come and take pictures of it because it was pretty. I mean, they're fake flowers, but everybody knew that. And then what happened is everybody was like, oh, I'm gonna do that too, so a ton of people will come to my restaurant, my heretofore ignored restaurant. And now pretty much every street has a restaurant with all fake flowers on the outside. So I can say is deco, it is like pretty played out. If I was opening a restaurant, because in my head I'm always, why are there so many police? Is there another protest? Anyway. If I was opening a restaurant, I have a fantasy restaurant in my head that I'm always designing. And I'm thinking, oh, I would have the dishes look like that. Oh, I want the walls to look like that. I want this kind of lighting. Landed Monkey's bakery over there is a good bakery, and it's vegan. And the cool thing about it is that you would never know it's vegan. It doesn't taste vegan. It doesn't taste like you're missing out on anything. So sometimes I have vegans in my group, and we'll make a stock, because I can't promise a vegan experience because there's just so few things that are vegan if you're doing a pastry experience. But if we're around here, I'll surprise everybody by going there because it's actually good. So like the non-vegans in the tour aren't missing out on anything. You're not stiffing anybody just by like getting them the vegan stuff. So So must be something having to do with the protest. The gendarmes are out. So wait, okay. It's not the CRS, it's the gendarmes. I wonder why. I know the CRS comes out when there's a riot. The gendarmes are for something else. So if you think about it, gendarmes, the people of arms, comes from time like a medieval time when they used to guard the palace. And there's a hall under the conciergerie, which is the prison where Marie Antoinette was held. The conciergerie underneath has a hall of the gendarmes. And that was kind of the canteen for all of the palace guards, because it's next to what was at the time a palace, and is now the Justice Palace, which is the Supreme Court, and the Sainte-Chapelle. Oh, this is blocked because of a protest. It's really going to make me late. See, this looks protesty over here because you're supposed to stop for these people. It's green. We have a vote in a couple days about scooters, and I'm going to be totally fine with voting against it, to be honest, because people that ride, they aren't even riding a scooter. Anyway, I sound like a NIMBY. I can't vote, but if I did, I would vote against the scooters, even though I use them, because too many people use them too irresponsibly, and it's not the case with bikes. With bikes, it's a little bit different. I don't know why. Just people on them, and they'll be acting crazy like it's a joke, and they're actually harder to control than bikes. So you're better off being on a bike. Nobody's watching. La 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 la. Well, pedestrians do have the right, so I guess there you. Look at this. Ay ay ay, papi. We're at Place de la Bastille. So the tallest grave marker in Paris is this, because this marks the burial site of the martyrs of the 1830 revolution. I was talking on the last video about the July Revolution of 1830. So this is where the Bastille prison used to stand, but now it's a monument. At night it's lit up nicely. It's one of our big protest squares, so I'm not sure if that's why there were so many police out, because obviously we've been having a pretty interesting strike lately. And this is the Bastille Opera House. To me, it's ugly. I prefer the Opéra Garnier to this one, but whatever. What's done is done. So this is the Bastille Quarter. It is hopping. Lots going on here. Everybody's out. Tons of traffic, bikes, people. Places to go get coffee, places to eat, bars. Rue de Lap. We have everything here. Rue de Lap is like the street with vomit on it because of all the bars. And yay for bike lanes. Will be where we're going quickly. Relatively quickly. Move this up a little bit so you get a better view. That was hilarious that we got that we captured live the baker with the TV crew. That was funny. This guy's got a bad bike. It's got bad gears. Watch, he's working it. He's like, trying to get a. Hope he's not late. Let him know I'm passing. Whoa, got a guy in the. This is a one way, but that guy. Oops, we're supposed to stop for pedestrians. Try to be polite and do the right thing when I'm riding a bike, because maybe I'm just one of those boring people, but I feel like if you drive like an asshole, you're going to create a more chaotic environment. Whereas if you show politeness and kindness to people, you can make everything easier. Because it's hard to, you're in a big city. Paris is the most densely populated European capital. Obviously not the most densely populated place on earth, but in Europe it's the most densely populated capital. A lot of people. It's like what, 2.6, 2.9 million in Paris itself, which is small. But if you count the suburbs, it's about 10 million. So the city itself is tiny, and you know, we have tiny apartments and we're all packed in together. Today I can't really get a break on the bike lane. I'm trying to hustle because obviously I'm running late for something. So whenever you see two people on a bike, it's like two people on a scooter. You can't trust it. Oh, because I stopped homeboy with the bad gears past me. I'm hustling, baby. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna sign off pretty soon. This is the Federbe neighborhood. Federbe. Whoa. Federbe, Chaligny, Chahon, Ali neighborhood. We have a guide to this neighborhood on Paris to Find. Just look up Federbe, F-A-I-D-H-E-R-B-E. We're not too far from Nation Square, but we're not going there today. I'm out of breath because I'm not riding an e-bike. I'm actually burning calories and getting cardio, you guys. Incredible. If I'm not careful, I'll be in shape again. We have some, it's an interesting neighborhood. It's expensive and chic and hip. It's not posh like the west side of town. It's more like cool expensive rather than exclusive expensive. So you'll still find like 2-star hotels, like kind of flea bag motels and stuff like that around here, but mostly, like almost all of Paris, it's expensive to live here. This is considered a nice neighborhood, and it's not easy to get an apartment here, like pretty much anywhere in Paris. Actually, I made a new friend who's American, and she's looking for an apartment, and she showed up at an apartment showing, and they were ready to give it to her right away. And I said, hang on a second, show me the pictures and the address and tell me how much it was. I'm like, if they're giving you an apartment and just so easily, when you're not giving you, you know, letting you rent it, just when you showed up and asked for it and there weren't 20 other people at the showing, they're giving you a tourist price, and you're probably paying like $200, $300, $400 more than it's worth per month. If it's too easy, the price is usually jacked up for foreigners and tourists, in my opinion. In my experience, in my actual experience, the only time people have been like begging to give me apartments was like really shitty ones that they marked up $300. They're like, here, yeah, you can move in anytime. I'm like, yeah, this is horrible and it's overpriced. Anyway, I'm gonna sign out. So it's been fun riding with you guys. I will see you soon. We're going to be streaming all the time. Maybe next week we'll have an actual schedule. For now, we've been kind of doing it on the fly, but we'll be streaming all the time. We'll be going to the Eiffel Tower. We'll be going to see monuments. We'll be going to eat things. And thanks for tuning in. Be sure to mash the subscribe button. This is Kat Walker signing off.